design and development team, as well as marketing team and the creative franchise lead. I'm John Warden, design manager.
Ed Masiello, product design manager.
Sarah Carroll, senior marketer.
Hi, Ben Montano, marketing director.
David Irwin, Transformers creative lead.
So what we have in front of us today are the brand new Titans Return line. Titans Return is an epic new chapter in the Transformers universe that incorporates the smallest Transformers, known as the Titan Masters. The Titan Masters are tiny little Transformers that have huge power that are going to come into play when you hear about these giant Transformers called the Titans. Now, Titans are these legendary Transformers all over the Transformers universe that change into cities, and they're huge. So it's an interesting story where you have the smallest Transformers having huge influence over the hugest, most ancient, mightiest Transformers. What's cool about the Titan Masters is they're able to convert into heads, and the head is actually a great system of play that stretches across the entire line. You're able to swap heads, and this is a model. Let's see if it'll work. So you can see I put Blaster's head on this guy, so you can customize your characters, and once you transform them into a vehicle, you can see here with this hardhead character, they actually become the drivers of the vehicles and the populace of the city. So some of the Transformers, like Leader Class Blaster here, are actually able to transform into like a little battle station. The battle stations have the ability to connect together as well, so you can create your own Cybertronian metropolis of action. So the Titans Return is going to be our second chapter of the Prime Wars trilogy, and David can tell you a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're creating a trilogy across a huge story arc. And the first chapter was Combiner Wars. And through the success and the reaction of the fans, the excitement of it, we decided that we want to make it into a bigger and more robust story. So now we've come back with Titan Returns, which launches in fall 16, I believe.
Yep.
So, and Sarah can speak more as to how we're supporting that on the toy side. But in the how we're telling the story is we're going to be telling it through with our partners Machinima on digital content, and with IDW, which is our comic book publishing partner. And I'll pass it back on to Sarah.
Sure.
We can talk about toys.
So as David mentioned, we're telling the story of Combiner Wars Chapter 1 with our partners at Machinima. And the Prime Wars trilogy is a great story wrap around our whole generation's experience. So you've got digital content, publishing, and of course our toy line. So Chapter 1, Combiner Wars, is out right now, and it's going to be continuing into 2016. And then in fall 2016, we've got Titans Return, and this great product line you can see right here. And of course, you'll be seeing more from all of our great partners on Titans Return.
Well, I think one thing, Ed, if you can talk to some of the Easter eggs, I think what we're really proud about this toy line specifically is there's just a lot of great play value mechanics. A lot of them harken back to kind of the origins, but our vision in when we do reintroduce, it's always a reinvention and an addition to give something new and fresh. And I think that the team has done a great job here with the Titans Return line of amping up some newness to the toys.
Yeah, so on top of the newness of Titans Returns, we actually added a ton of Easter eggs, which is great for the fans and new fans that are coming on board. But not only does the figure turn into a Titan Master robot and converts into the head, so switching back to the head, we actually added an Easter egg. If you look closely, you might know who this character really is. And it's actually, his name's Nucleon, but he looks a lot like Megatron. But what's really cool is as we snap these figures into the robot mode, there's cool features like this. Has a finger food as he pulls the hatch. His actual crown for Galvatron pops up to kind of finish off his look. And of course, it has this great articulation as well that goes along with it. And if you look around even at like Hardhead for a deluxe figure, not only does he have a hatch on the interior of his vehicle, but we've incorporated an actual hatch on his blaster as well. So there's a lot of hidden compartments that you can actually add other Titan Masters to that really add that fun play value.
I think Ed spoke to it, but what we do is we kind of take some of the original flavor, the characters that we know fans love. And in this case, Titans Return really drafts off the 1987 to 1989. A lot of characters from that era. We know how beloved they are. We know how requested they are from the fans. But we kind of take them to the next level. And you can see here with Blaster, he's able to turn into a media device. But he's got this cool feature where he's able to eject, and you can put different media device transformers inside of it, like Stripes here. So you can lock them up. But because this guy's leader class, he's got a cool feature where his helmet actually comes down. So he's got a transformation feature where the helmet stows away. You can transform this guy into his tiny Titan Master form, little spot where you can ride on the shoulder. And then transforms into the head.
No sound effects, John.
Thank you. Converts into the head, and then you can bring the helmet up. So you could actually take Hardhead's head and put him on here. You could take Galvatron's head and put him on here, and it's limitless world of play.
Yeah, and also, even at the entry price point, we actually have a Titan Masters collection or class where the figures themselves can actually fit inside the belly of the beast. So you have the legs that act like the lower jaw of the dinosaur and his arms that stick out. So it gives you that little T-Rex arms. Of course, it transforms to an alt mode that's more of a dragon rider and has a third mode, which will be a weapon for the Legends and Up class.
It allows for a lot more customization, so you can switch and mix and match more heads to create your own character.
And I do want to acknowledge too, and hopefully you can see it on the table here, is there's a lot of accessories and weapons and pieces across this range, and that's something we want to make sure we continue to deliver on. And they work in robot mode, as you can see in Blaster City mode, how these weapons can play a part, and that's something we know that all the fans continue to ask for, and make sure you're giving those weapons accessories to kind of allow us to kind of stage out those battles that you've seen either from the past or, as David mentioned, in our future Prime Wars Trilogy story universe. So a lot of finger food, not just from reveals and Easter eggs, but also to give you a lot, really leverage our post system, because we know we've honored that over time. We want to continue to give a lot more in that space.
Yep. One additional though, just we've had the cards in Generations lines for a while now, but the great new news to this is now we're bringing the stats back. And the stats have icons that actually not only show the powers of the main robots, but we've added the blue areas that are now the Titan Masters. So you have an extra power readout for each character in the line. So it's real exciting news.
And when can we expect these to be hitting retail?
Fall 2016.
So I think, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention, obviously the Generations story universe around the Prime Wars Trilogy is huge, and obviously, as everyone here is attested to, or telling that story across comic, digital, video games from Activision to mobile games coming next year that will reveal more in the future. But we continue other story arcs and universes with Robots in Disguise, for example. And while we don't have any toys here, we showed a lot yesterday around how we're bringing those characters to life, and the great Decepticons like Quillfire and Thunderhoof around Team Bumblebee and those in Robots in Disguise. So, for us, it is how do we bring, celebrate all of our fans and the entire, all generations of fandom and kids and even fans alike that love the new Robots in Disguise story. We're going to continue to bring that to life. Season 2 has been announced that's developed, and you'll see that on air next year. And a lot of new storylines. We're bringing in some kind of old Prime characters that found themselves still on Earth that the B and team will reunite with. So you'll see a lot more as we continue to expand not just the Generations universe with the trilogy, but also the Robots in Disguise story universe, and as well the Rescue Bots universe, which we've announced season 4 for 2016. So we're really excited to give you guys and all of our fans just a lot of story, a lot of toys over in the coming years, in all different scales in play.